In our study of the Gospel according to John, we will examine John chapter 5, verse 36. But I have a greater witness than John's, for the works which the Father has given me to finish, the very works that I do bear witness of me, that the Father has sent me.
That I might know him and the power of his resurrection and the fellowship of his suffering, that I might attain unto the resurrection of the dead, that I might apprehend that which I've been apprehended for.
As Jesus spoke to the people on the authority and nature of his person as the Son of God, he makes reference to additional witnesses that points to him as the Messiah, the Lord from heaven. Even though he himself, as the Son of God, is a credible witness of his person and work. In John chapter 8, verse 14, even if I testify about myself, my testimony is valid, because I know where I came from and where I am going. But you do not know where I came from or where I am going. Jesus pointed to the witness of John the Baptist as one of the fourfold witnesses of his person and work. The testimony of John was memorable and noteworthy in many respects. If the people had accepted it, they would have admitted the divine authority of one who was mightier than John. So Jesus said, "But I have a greater witness than John's, for the works which the Father has given me to finish, the very works that I do, bear witness of me, that the Father has sent me." Though John's baptism was from heaven, and though John's testimony was great, yet that which accompanied the ministry of Jesus was greater still. The works of Jesus are his normal activities, the deeds which express the nature and character of his will and indicate the qualities of his person. John's Gospel makes numerous references to these proofs of the divine commission. These illustrations as well are evidence of his right to speak. But the works are not limited to the miraculous healings, to multiplication of bread and wine, and resurrection from the dead. The whole of his work, from his baptism and temptation to his own resurrection from the dead, were witnesses of his majestic glory as the Son of God. His works were of such a character that he confidently declares about them that they proclaim his divine commission. The entire work, reaching special expression in certain typical acts and deeds, was greater than the verbal testimony of John the Baptist as to his mission. All that John said were true, but the works of Christ prove it. Jesus said, "My food is to do the will of him who sent me, and to finish his work." On the way to the cross of Calvary, where Jesus was to complete the works, he said in John chapter 17, verse 4, "I have glorified you on earth by accomplishing the work you gave me to do." And when Jesus completed the works, he said in John 19, verse 13, "It is finished." And bowing his head, he yielded up his spirit. The works are completed. The work of Christ is done. The work of God is accomplished. These are the witness of Jesus Christ as the Messiah. These are the marvelous works of God. that has reached out to us and has rescued us from sure destruction, that we may participate in all the riches of His grace and all the fullness of His life. For as many as believed in Him, to them He gave the power to become the sons of God.
That I might know Him and the power of His resurrection, and the fellowship of His suffering, being conformed unto His death, that I might apprehend that which I've been apprehended for, that I might apprehend that which I've been apprehended for, being conformed unto His death, that I might apprehend that which I've been apprehended for.